Swim jigs. Let me tell you a little bit about swim jig. For me, a swim jig is not just something that I'm going to go throw in tournaments and utilize for that tournament, but it's something I use in practice for tournaments. A swim jig allows you, because there's so many different types, and we're going to go through everything, but if I go to a new body of water I've never been to, and typically most of the time we go fish a tournament, it's not frigid like it is right now. You know, you got a little bit warmer water. Swim jig is a bait that you can just cover a lot of water with, and you can do it different ways. You can work it, you can burn it. What I've got on this rod is something I would do a lot of, like real quick retrieve, burning it. But it's something that you can cover so much water until you can actually isolate areas where you can find those fish. And then you can kind of play around with different techniques to catch those fish if you need to in the tournament. But a lot of times, because we go to these lakes, we get 2.5 days of practice, and I really don't know a lot about half the lakes we go to, so I have to spend a lot of time casting and retrieving until I find those fish. Unless I'm fishing out deep, then it's a lot more, you know, using your electronics and stuff. But for covering water on the bank, there's really no better way than throwing a swim jig. All right, which jig and where? All right, so this is where there's a little bit of technicality to it. You know, if lily pad fishing, I want an 1/8 ounce, a 1/4 ounce. Yeah, I would take a picture of that, but it's a 3/8 ounce. And then if it gets real windy, I'll go to a 1/2 ounce. And that's where, you know, if you do get a windy situation in the pads, we've got this one that's got a spinnerbait blade on the back called the Boom Boom Plus. And I won't put a trailer on it, any kind of soft trailer. I'll actually reel it and burn it through them pads. And you can, unlike any other bait, because you got them pads folding over in the wind and everything, once you throw it in a 1/2 ounce, it's going to sink down in there and you can just reel it right through the roots without getting hung up. It's unbelievable, and the fish will eat it. But a couple little tricks we do with that blade is I'll change the blades around a little bit, and sometimes I'll downsize them, just get a little bit better hookup. And I always try to keep a little bit smaller than what you probably normally think. And you don't, you know, trim up the skirt a little bit too on that guy. The skirt was a little bit longer, but I cut it up short right below the hook. And it just really allows for an inline bait, and it looks awesome. Doesn't get in the way. If you got the skirt material getting in the way of the swivel, it might catch it a little bit. So you don't want that. All right, so like water willow, that's what you see a lot on the rivers here. You see it in a lot of lakes. It's that shoreline grass, and sometimes it's in inches of water, or sometimes you can get up to 2 to 4 feet with that stuff. And those fish really like to sit in it. But again, I use an 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, and a 3/8 ounce, and kind of limited those sizes. And a lot of times, even in the 1/8 ounce size, I'm working it with my rod tip up and just making short little pitches and just kind of swimming it up near the surface. And if there's a hole, I might let it sink down. And we'll go through trailers and stuff like that here in a little bit. Hydrilla down at Toledo Bend, Texas, or Falcon Lake, I like to get that swim jig down deep. And it's a real neat technique. And it's funny because even at Kentucky Lake, and I know we're going there next year, I got on the deal there, and guys would come up on me and watch me because I was just catching fish after fish after fish. And you can trigger a school like you would a crankbait, because a lot of times you'll see them on your graph, you'll know the fish are down there, but you're not really sure how to catch them. But once you make multiple casts, you kind of get them fired up. And then once you catch one, you start catching more. And it's just, you get this window where you're just catching them one after another. And I have fired up so many schools with this exact jig right here with the blade on the back, and a 1 ounce size on ledges. And it is every bit as fun as throwing a crankbait, except when you hook them, you know you've got them hooked really good. So it's you don't have to baby them around when they come to the boat. You just get them in the boat as fast as you can, get back out there so you can keep that school fired up. It's pretty awesome. And do the same thing down there at Toledo Bend, Falcon. I'm going to show you a little.
I hope you enjoyed the preview clip, and for more like that and the entire collection, subscribe to the Bass University TV. And if you want the tackle that you see on there, I want you to go to the Bass University Tackle Shop, powered by Tackle Warehouse, and click right here, and it's all at your fingertips.
You want to become a better angler?
You want to catch more and bigger bass at your local pond?
Then check out Bass University TV for hardcore bass fishing information.
Hey, I'm Pete Gluzek.
And I'm Mike Iaconelli.
And this is Bass University TV.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Gluzek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests.
Everywhere I go in the country, I'm trying to use these techniques because I catch big fish that way.
From on the water to in the classroom,
We want to use that bait to help make that area even smaller and really find that sweet spot.
you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills.
You want something that's got a nice limber action, that's going to allow you to build pressure and keep those hooks pinned against that fish's mouth.
Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time.
Hold on, because you're going to catch some big fish.
Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best.
That's a key theory in all of fishing.
Subscribe to Bass University TV today.
Man, does it trigger a lot of strikes.
Here's the part that you're not going to hear anywhere else. This is the Bass University TV exclusive.